To the back of the automobile, one of the things that you'll notice on the Toyota 4Runner is that it has a tow hitch. Now this vehicle can tow trailers, boats, campers, motorcycles, jet skis, those kind of things. And you have to be careful, make sure any vehicle that you're going to tow with, that you check the measurements as far as weight capacity and any towing related items to make sure you're in compliance with the state laws that you're driving the vehicle in. When you open up the back of the 4Runner, what you'll notice is that you have the ability to stand in here underneath the top in case you're loading groceries or any kind of other items into the vehicle, and you're protected from the rain. Okay. Now, in looking at the back of the 4Runner, one of the things that you will notice, this particular vehicle does not have a third row seat. A third row seat is an option on the 4Runner. This particular one does not have it. What there is in the back instead is you have cargo room. Okay. You also have in this particular vehicle 2 electrical outlets. One is a 12-volt outlet that you can plug in a cigarette lighter type device, such as an air pump or television, those kind of things that run on 12 volts. They can plug into the back and you can sit back here and run those things. You also have a 400-watt, 120-volt outlet that allows you to plug in things like a television, maybe a hair dryer, something that has a maximum of 400-watt cooling capacity. Okay. That is in the back of this vehicle. You'll also notice in the back of this vehicle that it has tie-down hooks. These tie-down hooks allow you to carry items and tie them down with straps so that they do not move while you're transporting these items around. In the back of the 4Runner, there are 2 speakers mounted inside the door so that when you do close the door, you can actually hear the music inside, or you can open these up and get like a surround sound outside of the vehicle. Okay. A lot of customers complain on some vehicles that it's real difficult for them to close the rear hatch on these SUVs. So what Toyota has done is they've incorporated a handle inside the vehicle that can be grabbed and it can be pulled down. Okay. Okay, also on the back of the Toyota 4Runner, one of the things you may notice is on the rear bumper, this particular vehicle has sensors built into the rear bumper that help you when you're backing up. It's called rear parking assist. Now what those do is that it sets an audible sound off inside the vehicle if you were to get close to something as you're backing up. Very important, especially if you're pulling out of your driveway and there's children's bicycles or actually people behind the vehicle. It lets you know as the driver there is something that you're about to hit. Also, looking at the back of the vehicle, there's this window that will actually roll all the way down that allows you to put things into the automobile without having to actually open up the rear hatch. On top of the SR5 4Runner is a luggage rack where you can mount many different things. We get people putting kayaks, luggage, boxes, any other items that you might want to carry up on the roof. And just be careful with the weight limits, because when you get over 150 pounds, it can be a problem with the cross members up on top of the luggage rack. Continuing inside the 4Runner in the front seat, the passenger seat and the driver's seat, one of the things I'd like to go over is the amount of cargo area, storage capacity that you have in this Toyota 4Runner. Along with the common things like drink holders in the center console, both drink holder, regular sized drinks, or smaller cups. We also have bottle holders in the doors, both front and back, in case you have some of the big water bottles that someone wants to carry with them. We have a large center console here that you can store CDs, box of tissue, any other additional items that you might want, maybe some maps, sunglasses, things like that. Also in the overhead, we do have a special location that you can store your glasses, eyeglasses or sunglasses, that can be protected up here. The glove box, one of the things you'll notice with Toyotas is that they make the glove box and they position the opener in a way in which the driver can actually reach the glove box from sitting in his seat. Most vehicles, you open a glove box by pulling a lever in the middle of the door. Well, Toyota puts their release lever closer to the driver, and it's a button. If you just push the button, the door actually opens up, and you can store quite a bit of things inside this glove box. Here is typically where the owner's manual for the vehicle will be, along with any other items. Maybe you have your insurance card or something like that you can keep in that glove box as well. Toyota also has little areas where you can keep coins, change, in case you need to go through the toll booth and need some money really quick. There is a smaller area here that you can put maybe a notepad on or some things like that. A lot of cargo and storage area inside the 4Runner. One of the things that is inside the center console, just like we had in the back of the 4Runner, is an electrical outlet, a 110 volt electrical outlet, again 400 watt capacity that you can plug in things like a television or your hair dryer or anything that pulls less than 400 watts. You can plug it into that 110 outlet. On the front we have just like in the back, a 12 volt cigarette lighter type outlet that you can plug in, like say your cell phone charger or a radar detector, those kind of devices, to allow you to run them up front here. Okay, on the driver's side of the Toyota 4Runner, one of the things I want to go over with right now is the steering wheel. The steering wheel has much functionality besides just steering the automobile. On this particular vehicle, you have the controls in the steering wheel that allow you to answer a telephone call. That system is called Bluetooth. The way that works is you would pair your telephone with the automobile to allow the automobile to sync up with your telephone, and if someone were to call you on your cell phone, you could answer it right here on the steering wheel. You could also, right there on the steering wheel, hang the phone call up by pressing the hang up phone button. All those controls are real convenient right for the driver's hands. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have controls that allow you to turn the volume up and down on the radio, change radio stations, or change modes. You can go from AM to FM to CD right here on the steering wheel as well. On the right hand side of the steering wheel gives you the ability to control your windshield wipers, whether it's the windshield wipers on the front windshield or the windshield wipers on the rear windshield. The way that works is that you would move the stalk up and down to control the windshield wipers from the front, and you would rotate the end cap to control the windshield wiper on the rear of the vehicle. Right below that is a control that is for cruise control. The way cruise control works is that you get up to the speed that you want to be at, you push the middle button to turn it on, and once you're at the speed that you want to be at, you push the entire stalk down to set the speed, and then take your foot off the accelerator. At any point in time, if you want to cancel cruise control, all you have to do is put your foot on the brake, cruise control will be canceled. Or you can actually stop it here by pulling this towards you. Now, if you wanted to get back up to speed and cruise at the speed that you had cruise control set, all you have to do is take that and push it up, and it will start back, resume the speed that you were at when you canceled cruise control. On the left side of the steering wheel is how you control the headlights. It's very easy. All you have to do is turn the stalk up and down to control headlights, okay? And you have daytime running lights. You can turn lights on by rotating the switch on the left-hand side. Over to the left side of the steering wheel on the dash is how you would control the power mirrors on the outside of the automobile. There is a left and right control button, as well as a button that can control the mirror itself. Right next to that is a switch that allows you to dim the dash lights. A lot of people, when you're driving at night, you don't want the dash lights really blaring you in the face, and so you want the ability to turn those down. You turn them down right there with that switch. Okay, continuing on inside the 4Runner, many things that have gone on with Toyota technology. Toyota really focuses on aesthetics of the automobile, as well as just making it easy for the driver to be able to do certain functions while they're driving or while they're stopped, or the passenger. They can do that as well. One of the things you'll notice on the front dash is we have the ability to set different modes of information for a computer, like things like how many miles per gallon you're going to get, how many miles till the fuel tank's empty. Those kind of things can all be set right here from a little computer right on top of the dash. Right below that are going to be the air conditioning ducts that can be opened and closed by the driver or the passenger, or to be redirected in any direction. And in the middle is the hazard light emergency button that you can just push and it turns on the hazard lights. Push it again and the hazard lights go back off. Right below that will be the radio and the sound system. This radio has a CD player where the CD gets inserted into the top. The radio volume controls and power on button over here on the left, close to the driver to make it easy and convenient. And over on the right is the channel selector where you can change the channels and things like that. Now, this radio can have an optional XM radio in case you wanted Sirius or XM radio. It's another module in addition to what's in this vehicle already that can be added to give you XM radio or Sirius radio stations. You can also, and a lot of people are doing this nowadays, is you can use your iPod or any kind of MP3 player in the automobile and play the music that you have on those devices right through your sound system here in the automobile. The way you do that is down here, Toyota provides you an auxiliary plug where you can plug in your MP3 player to play music right through the sound system. And again, if you need to charge that, there's a plug right next to it that you can plug in to keep that item charged as well. Right below the radio system is the air conditioner system. The air conditioning controls, we do have a fan speed button where you can actually turn the entire system off or turn the fan higher or lower. Over to the right of that is how you can turn the recirculation of the air outside on by pushing these buttons. Over to the right, the far right of that, will be the defroster system for the rear. And in the middle will be the control as to where you want the air to come out. Whether you want the air to come out near your feet, whether you want it to come out the top of the dash, or whether you want it to come out of the vents in the front. Also on that same control will be the front windshield defroster in case you were to get frost on your windshield and you need to defrost that. To the far right will be the temperature control. In the 4Runner, you turn the temperature control over to the left to give you the coldest air, over to the right to give you the hottest air, and it allows the passenger to reach it just as well. One of the things that we're going to do is we're going to take a look in the back of this 4Runner. We are in the second row of seats, and what's really convenient, especially if you have children's car seats and things like that, that all three seating positions have safety seat belts. Okay, very important, especially because a lot of vehicles don't have a seat belt for the person that sits into the middle seat. But in the 4Runner and all Toyotas, it does have 3 seat belts that apply. And the seats in the 4Runner it's very flexible for you to give you additional cargo room. You can actually lift the bottom of the seat up, pull it forward. You can tilt the headrest down, push the button on top of the seat, and the entire seat will lay down, thus almost doubling the amount of cargo room that you have in the 4Runner. While we have the back of this seat down, one of the things I do want to point out on the back is it does have the child tether hooks for those car seats, because a lot of car seats, other than just being held in place by seat belts, have a strap that go over the seat and tie to the hook in the back here.